So what do we need to do next? We already have our color set up. So we need, let me check if they have the material under the index. Let me check the index.html. Be nice. They have all those texts here. Which, yeah, they actually have it, as you can see. For the products, these are the texts that we need, and we can convert this into objects, which is going to make sense at there later because we don't want to be typing this in. We don't want to be doing it. But if you look at the design, this first one is this waffle, whatever stuff. This is the title at the top, so you have what this is the subtitle, the name, then the price of the stuff. So we convert that into objects. Then we now look through the array that contain all of them, and we display it on the screen. But we need to make sure that the images, because the structure of this stuff, when we want to create this stuff later on, the structure is going to be we have the sub, okay, the way they even arrange it there. So we have the title, we have this category, or what do I call it? Because to me it looks like category of this stuff. So like all this one at the top, so you can see this is the pie. So this one is coming from the pie category or whatever stuff like that. So we're going to have the category, then we're going to have the title, we're going to have the price, and at the same time we're going to have the image of the product, because nothing was added by the component. Component, you just need to give you what it's expecting, and to display for you. You don't even know the source, whether it's coming from the API or it's coming from your file. But for now, we're only going to create a dummy one just to see the design, and later on we'll now be replacing it with the correct uh, data, because we don't care about the data for now. We just want to see the look. Is there any other thing that I need to copy here? Nah. So I already have the fonts, so close. Then we can go into the app and start. Let me start my app and see that it's working. So npm run dev, and then if everything is working, we should have our app running on the browser there. So let me scroll down, open a new tab, and localhost 5173. So we should have working on the screen if everything is okay. We should have text here, as you can see it's working. So let me set up my CSS, because I've not used the font family. I've already installed the stuff, but then I told you you're not going to be using, you will not be using what is coming from your system. You have to make sure that this thing works across the system. But so yeah, we need to use our font family. Where is the stuff coming from? What was the name of the font? The name of the font we are going to use is this one. It is this red. So I want to call it this red art. The normal text is this red art text, whatever stuff. But I mean, I will just call it red art. But how is it going to know where red art is coming from? Because now it will not work. Because the name, the one I installed my system itself, the name is not red art. It is red art text, and you have to specify the way it's being installed on the system, like that. But in order for us to see that this thing is working first, I'm going to put the sans serif at the back for now. So how do we use our local fonts? So to use your local font, you need to talk to CSS where this red art is coming from, because we want to tell it that it's coming from this place. And how do you talk to it? So we can use that font face rules. So the font face rules, you tell it the name you want to use, and you give it the location where it's coming from. So here now, I want to call it red art, because that's what I'm using here. So that's why the AI is suggesting it here. Because whatever name you define here, that's what you are going to be using anywhere you want to call the font. So where is it now coming from? So where is this thing coming from? So this thing here, it's coming from assets inside the font, and it is this variable. Yeah, it's not the italics one. So this is what I want when the font weight is normal. So this one, the only time it to call it is when the font weight is normal. But anytime you're using italics, I want to call, and let me close this thing so that I can show correctly. So this is what I want to call anytime the font face is the font weight is normal. But what if the font face is not normal? So which means anytime you mention anything like italic, not font weight, font style, font style like this. So anytime you mention italics as your font style, then instead of it to use this one, it's going to use that one of I can see that too. We have the one with italic and we have the one without italic. So anytime your font weight is italic, it will switch to this one. You see the same font, but one is in italic form, and this one is just normal one. And if I save it, can you see now? It's that one. So what we said, anytime you see this text, come here, look at where it's going to pick it from. So it will now go to this file or inside this folder, and it will pick the file. So and it will show on the screen. Don't forget this weight; it includes all of them. And you know each one by default is having font weight of this thing of 700. But if I want, I can change it to maybe font weight, then it's now be 300. I think this thing has 300 inside it, and if I save it, as you can see, the reason why it's working is because that font contain all everything. No, we only include one, but variable contain all the font weights for that particular font. And when I open it that time, you have the normal one which is 400, it has 300. You have, I think 300 should be the minimum one that is there. Let me see 400. But depending on the font you are working with, I see did not go more than that. So which means the minimum font that it has there is 300, like that. And you can open it. This will tell you what is there. But I'm going to close this one, then save it. Then we set up our fonts, and it's working like that. Again, we set up our variable for the colors. So what do we need again? So the next thing we need now is to do our structure here. So we need to divide the page into two there. So here I'm going to have another component known as container. Everything I want to do, I'm always going to create a component for that. So I need a container. So that container, what is container going to do? If you look at the design, you see that the stuff is not going past a particular weight. It's containing it in it. So that's what the container is going to do. Its own job is to do the placing of these contents side by side and make sure that the box is no, this is 1440, is not going past a specific. That's what the container is going to do there. And again, it's the one that will handle the moving of the content on top of each other side by side, like that. You can see, and it's one that's going to do that. So inside this container, we're going to have the products. So we're going to have the product list. So this one now is the one that will display the product by this side, and at the same time, we're going to have the cards like this. So you can see how things are coming, but we've not created any of these items, so it's not going to car to not be car also. So, but let me call this one to card list. Let me just call it cards like this. So now we can create all these components so that we don't get all this error that the thing is bringing. So let me go here too. I will have the container like this. So inside my container, I'm going to have this container dot JSX. So REAFCE to generate the React this thing for me. So save. Then I need the CSS too. But here I want to be using the module CSS because I don't want the CSS of one component to be affecting the other one. Anything that is generic, I'll put it inside this index.css. And the one that is not generic, then it's going to be a module so that I can reuse the name. So here I'm going to have these styles module then css. But let me use that with that s. So you can call it anything you want, but the module.css have to end the stuff. If you want, you can even call it this same container too, but I always prefer to call it like this. Then now component now, which is a component that needs it, then we can now import the stuff. So which means here now what I can do is just to import now import styles and from so style dot module not import to and not add you to add s. What's wrong with this thing? Module.css. This one should be import. So they are calling this one styles. Like that. I hate these rules. Let me disable some of these rules. because it's just giving me unnecessary error. So this is the rules. No one use that because the thing have this thing set up. Anything that you declare you've not used, it will complain that why are you declaring it or why are you bringing it when you are not using it. So it's something we use it before it will remove this error. But I don't want to be seeing this error. It's not really error, it's just like a warning. It's still error, but it's just telling you that you've not used that stuff. So it's just a way of making sure that your code is neat and you don't just import anything that you don't need. Because just like there are rules or the linting is kind of checking your code that you make sure that what's going on. You see now this thing will start. What is slowing down my system? The memory is not being used now. We think they go on. So I need to disable this one. So just off. So off with it. You should turn it off. Yeah, as you can see, the error is not coming out again. So it will not tell me that I've not used the stuff. So other error also that we need to turn off for now because we are not. But they are there to help you out so that you don't forget some stuff that you can't use or so like that. But for now, we don't need it. We don't need all this paparazzi. So here now we need to import this container. So import the container here. So now we need the product list. So let's create that one too. It's the same. So product list inside it. I'm going to have the style.module.css and again I'm going to have the products list .dsx, but there's something here. I don't want this into since I'm using the small letter here, so it should always be consistent with your whatever stuff you are doing. So this thing will not allow me to change from small capital letters to small letter window because it will see it as the same thing like that. So that's why I'm putting X first so that to see it as a different letter. Then again, I will now rename it back to the normal thing that needs to be here. There's a reason why I did it like that. If I just change from uppercase to lowercase, window is not differentiating them. Whether you type in uppercase or lowercase, it's seeing them as the same thing. So to you, it will look at it as change of window. And when you now deploy your application, that's why you now see that that thing that it did not change. It's still remaining at that. So when you now get to that place, because other operating systems like Linux, it it is case sensitive even in the name of the folder. If you name something as a lowercase product and you now want to access it, now using uppercase product, it will complain that or it will tell you that it doesn't know what you are looking for. So and since you will not be deploying with window, better you do whatever Linux is expecting you to do here. And since I've used small letter for container here, that's why I'm replacing all this in one bag. So the same thing here too. So I'm going to use C here, but I can't just remove this one and save it. If I save it, it will still be seeing that capital C. Even to you, you can have changed it, but window is crazy. So that's why I convert it to another letter entirely so that by the time I change it now, it will see that they are different, not because window doesn't. Same as I do, if you start with the naming convention there, so always follow the same. So since this one is small letter, that's I'm converting them back to small letter like that. For the name of the component, so that is in. If you want, you can use the small letter too, but always make sure it's like this. You can use small letter. Okay, we have this product list and we have this item there. We've not done anything inside it, so we do not see it. So we need to RAFCE like that so that it can generate this thing for me. Then we can go inside the app, import it. So products no, is that the name I call it? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. It's not having S. So products. So come back here, import again. Yeah, it's saying it. And for the last one, we have the card. So inside this place, I'm going to have the styles dot module dot css. So here I'm going to have the cards. CSS. So saved, we should have this stuff here. But you know it's not working because we cannot see the other content. It's working, but it's still not working. Like that because inside the container, it's not displaying what you put inside it. In order for you to be able to display what is inside container, we need to destructure the children and we pass the children here. So whatever you pass at the children now, you should be able to display it for us. We've talked about all this one. I need to disable this error too. What will concern you about this one? I don't need to set types. So let me turn this one to off. So off. So it should disappear. Yeah. So error two is gone. Like that because I'm not using TypeScript and I don't want to be using that in this stuff like that. So now we have the container. So what do we need to do? Now the first thing we need to do is to set up our body color because if you look at the original design, whether it is mobile or desktop, it's a particular background that is there. Like that. So I know this is the body. And since it's body, no, it's not related to any this thing. So we need to set it up from here. This app.css, I don't need it. I don't think I need this app.css at all because container will be the one that will handle that one. So I don't need to do anything with this one. So I'm going to delete it like that. Any global stuff, I'll put it inside this index like that, which is something I've done here like this. So what do we need to do? So I need to select the body like that. You know, this is your normal setting. So the width should be 100% and overflow X because we don't want anything to be scrolling on the X axis. It should be hidden. Then by default, the minimum height of this it should be 100 VH like that. And again, there's another thing, with this React stuff that can cause problem. But yeah, I will just put it there. There's another element known as roots. Where is this root coming from? So if you check the index.html, you see that you're not actually putting something inside body, we are putting it inside this D. So we need to make sure that the thing cover up, like both of them have the same thing, so that you won't be putting something and you'll not be seeing that the thing is not covering up the content there like that. So that thing used to cause problem. You'll not be seeing your stuff is not taking, you are styling body, but it's still not working. It's because the content is not going directly inside the body, it's going inside the React to put it here. And now where is that one happening? It's happening from here. Because if you look at it, it's selecting the element by the root, and that's where it's putting the content. So it's not putting directly inside the body. So you need to make sure that that one too it's of the same size as the body, so that it will like look as if you are doing your normal HTML and CSS that you are used to there like that. So let me just save the two of them like this. So what's going to be our background? I think is this rose 100. Let me try it. Background color should be this rose. Okay, it said it's rose 50, but I don't know. Let me go back to the page. I'm not seeing anything here different because it's kind of close to 100. That road 50 is close to 100. It's close to white, sorry that. So let me use this 100. Let me use 400 and see. Okay, 100, 1000, like this. So what do we need to do next? So the next thing we need to do then is to start working. This is my 100%. So that it doesn't cause trouble. What we need to do now to start working. So where do we need to start working from? Let me close all these cards for now. I don't need them. Close this one. Close this one. What we need right now is container because we are dealing with the layout. So inside the container, I need to. So this is going to be the class lists or class name rather. So this is going to be command style.container like this. We talked about all these module CSS before, like that. So what it's going to do, it's going this container is going to do some of the CSS stuff that it needs to do here. So where is the start coming from? So it's coming from here. So inside this place, I need to have a class container. So display as flex like this, which is not going to move them side by side. Don't forget we are working with the mobile responsiveness. So everything we want to do here now, it needs to be based on mobile. But we can now use media query to make sure that it's working on desktop. So let me check what is going on the mobile. And as you can see, we have some spacing on the edge like that. So inside this container, I need padding. Top and bottom should be 2 rem. Left and right should be 1 rem. So for this flex, I need the cap because if you look at it, these lists and the cards, they are not jam packing together. So as you can see, there is a little space going on there. So here I'm just going to use 2 arrows for that space. There, so we have the Figma design. You can go there and just click on it and it will see the spacing. But we just assume it is 2. So I don't need to justify anything like this. So what I want to do is the width should just be 100% like this for max width because when it gets to a bigger screen, I don't want it to go more than I think 1280 pixels. So when you get to a bigger screen, that is more than this screen, this is where it must stop. It must not, because right now, without this line, so let me just disable that line first and go back to the screen, then expand because my screen is actually bigger than, as you can see, it's getting to the edge. But this is not what I want. I don't want this thing to, based on the design here, on the 1440 screen, as you can see, it's top around this area. I think this one should be 1300. So instead of me using 1280, so let me use 1300 fix X like this. So if I save it and go back to the screen, you see that the stuff is still like that, or to you it will still be like that. On the screen, to you it will still be like that. But actually, it's stopping somewhere here. So let me give you background color so that you can see what is going on. So background color should just be red. And if I go back to the page, you see that it's actually stopping here. But we need to move it to the center. So that's why so here now we can use margin inline auto so that it will center itself like that. So left and right, just distribute that space that is there. And by the time you distribute that space, then to make sure that it is on that limit. But my screen is bigger than 1440, so that's why there's a lot of space. If I increase the stuff, so it will mimic that 1440 like this. So as you can see, it's going to have that little space, but my screen is 1920, so we are going to have more space, but that's I have to do it because this screen is not up to 1300. So that's I have to expand it so that I see what is going on. On a smaller screen, it's just we don't want any space, just take 100%. But once you go more than 1300, we want it to stop at that place. We don't want it to go more than that. So I don't need this background like this. So save, and I think the container is done with its own work. But we need to talk to this one to take in the parents. So in the parents, there as you can see, this one is taking like let's just say like 80% of what is there. That's why this one is taking this. So we can use the flex property to do that. So by just going inside the products, and we go inside the cards and just give them all these things. So here I'm just going to have a class wrapper, so which is going to have a background of it's having this white background, which is this one here. Because if you look at it, it's having this white background, but this one is not having any background. But right now, I'm just going to give you a background so that you see that it's just so inside this one too, I'm going to I say I'm using the same class, but they're not going to clash at all because we are using module CSS like that. So this one I will just use this. So the background is just going to be red so that we can see that they are taking that number of space there. So here now I need to give it flex. So I want this thing to be flex of 3, while that one is going to be flex of 1. Whatever the space that is inside the parent, I want it to be no, I don't want to do it like this because of we say we want to work on responsiveness. So which means whatever we're doing here is just for mobile now. So let me just leave it like this. Then it's not working. Why is it not working? So why is it not working? The reason it's not working because we've not used the stuff. So I need to do import styles from style.module.css like that. And here now, and just give it the class. So class name So styles was wrapper like this. So saved, and it should have that background again too. Let's do the same thing for the this one, which is going to be this products. So import styles plus module CSS, complete it for me. So like this, so save, and we have this stuff like that. But if you look at it now, they are not taking that space that we want them to take like that. So now we can start talking to them. But in order for this thing to look nice, better I emulate this thing correctly using the emulator there. So enter the responsiveness. We'll ask you to go like this. So this is it here now. So they need to be on top of each other on the mobile. So let me go back into the container styles. So where's the style for the container? So this is what we have. So we display it as flex. For now, the flex direction needs to be column like this. So save. And they are going to be on top of each other the way we want it to be. I always want this one, the height of it by default, I don't want it to be like 80% of what is going on in its parent. Then it will take the remaining 20 because if you look at it, the product is the one that is actually taking more space than the other one like that. So by default, I want it to maintain at least 70% of what is inside its parent. So I can go to its own style now and just give it a minimum height of let's just say 70% like this. So and it will not go because it's depending on the parent on this one 70 pH like that. So just take 70 pH. By default is your minimum. That doesn't mean that's where you stop. If the content is more than that, expand. But this is the minimum one that you must maintain that like that. Again, two for the cars. If I want so the minimum height should just be 20 pH like this so that just to denote this thing. So let me put these tiles together. Okay, they are together already. So yeah. So what do we need to do now? We need to start working on these contents. And I want to work inside this box first. So let me go inside inside that one, which is this product list. So inside the product list, look at the area there. So look at the design for the product list. So we have this I2 area, and we now have the list area like that. So here now, I'm going to have the H1, and inside the H1 we have this SAT, and what it is more protected. So yeah, the SAT like this. Then from there, I'm going to create another component like this. So so I'm going to have the list. I don't want to, because the name I put there, I can't just use it here again. It will keep repeating itself, which is not what I want. I want to have the list items. So this list items is the one that is going to, should I create it in its own folder or just, let me put it here. So export, exporting it out. So it's going to be function list items. So return. So I'm going to have a div, and inside this div, that's what I'm going to have a list like this. And as you can see, we have this list. And again, too, there's another thing I need to have. I need to have some items like this, or let me call it product. And what is the product? Product is each one of these boxes. So list items is the one that is grouping all the lists. Why the product is the one for each one of them. So this thing now is better. Let me separate it so that I don't do it like that. I don't like this method. So what I would just do here, this is what I would do. For this thing to be, making sense, I'll just put this one products like this. So this one too, I will change the name to products so that it makes sense. So here I'm going to change this name to products because the name wants to be clashing. So products, so I'm going to call it always. So here I'm going to change it to products. So I'm going to change this one to products. Then this one is not going to be product list. The one that actually do the listing is the product list, but the one that groups everything together is the product. But inside the product, I'm going to have the list. I'm going to have a product, so product lists. So inside the product list, no. So inside the product list, I'm just trying to separate them, but it's not more like you do it like this. I'm going to have the product list, product list dot CSS. At the same time, I'm going to have the style dot module dot CSS. So I'm going to quickly put this together so that I can get the stuff again. So, and after this one, I'm going to have products, the simple one, then products GSS. RFC. So here too, I'm going to have this style dot module dot CSS. So this is each product. Then inside the product list, that's how you now do the listing of each one of them, which I'm going to showcase this in some first. We're going to have products. Yeah, I will just put one, two, three, or whatever number just to denote the product. Later we change this into the actual product. And what are we going to do here? So inside this place, we just need to map to it. So we're going to have a product and what's more, whatever details that you get back to there. So what do you want to do? We want to return, but I don't want to do it like this. It's better I do it in this way. So what I want to do, the products components like this. So for the number of products we have, we want to keep rendering this value. But don't forget, we need the key. So key, I'm just going to call it product for now, but we are going to change it to something else later. We've talked about all this before. Look at it inside products. It have the list. The list is the one that manages all these lists here. So it's the one that deal with the layout of this thing. So this is the product list. Product itself is the entire stuff that we have. Cart is the entire stuff we have. The cart is going to have its own sub component too. So it's going to have the cart items. It's going to have the all these total and this button whatever stuff they're doing. But here now we are focusing on this. The product is this entire stuff product. But inside it, we have this title, and again, we are going to have the product list. And inside the product list too, we now have different products. And that's what I have here. I have here. So we have the product with the entire box. Then inside that entire box, we have this product, which is a single one. We have the list, which is one that is now listing all the products. And again, we now have the product itself, which now include the items. So this is not what I will use. So I will remove this one. So instead of it to be this, it will now be the products lists like this. So the title at the top and the product list is just a separation of concern. So anytime I need to do anything, I already know which components to focus on. So if I want to work on a single product, I know that this is a folder and I need to go to there to just work on a single product. If I want to deal with the list, I know that this is where all the list is being rendered. When everything is being combined together, everything has been combined together inside this list. See that this one doesn't need to know about product. There's nothing concerning about the actual product you are rendering. His own job is just to display the list, and the list is the only thing that it is concerned about. Here too, when you go to the list itself, the only thing it's focusing on is to just call the product. And once you call the product, it doesn't care about how the product is this. It doesn't know what the product is displaying. It just need to call the product based on the items that you pass into it there. And then save this one, or let me save all so that everything can come out outside on the screen. What's going on again with your VS Code? VS Code now. VS Code is becoming slow. This is slow and slow and slow. So go back to the page, and if everything is working, so see everything combined. On the page it looks like it's one item, but there are different things coming together to achieve a particular goal. The goal here is to display the product along with the title at the top. And but this thing now, that it's not just one component here. These are separate components. This red box here is the product. Inside the product, we have title, and we now have this area here, which is now listing out each product. So, and that product too is a component on its own. So that component now is what is going to act as this box here. Whatever logic you need to do with adding for this plus, minus, and so forth like that, it's going to show it here. And as you can see, what is going on here, whatever product you have here, the number you have to tally with each other. Because if you look at it now, it is showing 4. So it's 4 is here. So if it is showing 3 here, that means 3 is what you see here. So we are going to see how to handle all this one when we are talking about the state management by using context to handle this simple stuff. So what do we need to do now? We can just continue with the design. So close this one. So move this one to the side, and then we can continue with what we are doing there. So let me close this cart for now. I don't need the cart. So this is a product. Do I need to do anything with the product? I don't think I need to do anything with the product again. So let me remove this red background because it's not having any background. This is the way it is. So for now, this is the only style that I have for this. So what I can just go now is to work on these products here like that. And if you look at the product on the small screen, if you look at the products on the small screen, you see that they are stacked on top of each other, but on the desktop, it is moving there. It is 3 line there like that. But don't forget, we have tablet too, so you need to make sure that the thing is displayed correctly on those screen. So for now, I'm done in these products. I'm done with this product for now, except this H1. If I want to start it, let me see the color there. Say, okay, let me leave it like that for now. So let it just be that H1 that is there. So I'll close this one, then I can go inside this product list now. So which is the one I need to open is CSS. So right now I've not really used any CSS, so we need to import its own styles. Then from styles, come outside module.css here. So after that, you can just give it the wrapper too, because it's the one that is wrapping everything. So now we can go to its own CSS. So let's open its own CSS, which is a style.module.css. So having this wrapper, so it's going to be display of I want to use flex or grid set. Should I use grid of let me use grid. So yeah, by default, I don't want to do anything. If I use grid, it will still be right now. Look at it's not changing. It's actually changing from one to the other one there, like that. Totally changing. So it's actually changing. So if we go to the product itself, so we go to the products and we import the style and this one too there. Like that. So the class name there is wrapper for each one of them. And for the wrapper, just to showcase that. So the background should be red. And if I save it, each of the box needs to be red. But it looks like they are joined together. They are not joined together because we use grid. So we need to apply that to give a space in between each one of them. I save it back to wait for us. Let me just leave it around this one rem like that. And each of the products show a minimum height. I think a minimum height of 200 pixels. So which means even if the content is not up to that, the minimum of each one of the box so that we can have something like so each box. I don't care about the content that is here. The minimum height should always be, including the it's not the image alone, no. Everything here and along with the text. So that's what I'm saying. Just in that have that minimum space of 100 there, like that. So I have this, and again, I think inside the box we can now work on. There are two areas there. We have the section for the image, and we have the section for the items. So let me just create that one down. So inside this place, I'm going to have the div for. So inside this place, I'm going to have the style.image like this. So this is where you're going to have an image. And apart from this one, we're going to have this one. This one is going to be the contents. So it's going to be style.remaster. What's wrong with this area? So this is going to be style.details. What is going to be inside the details? So what is going to be inside the details is the category, the title, and the product. So let's do all those styles, not style. So we're going to have the category. So at the top, I'm going to have a H3. I'm going to have this H3 dots, H3 dots to generate the style for me. So styles dots category like this. So we're going to have category. We're going to replace all this thing with the actual data later. Category like this. And apart from that one, I'm going to have this H2, or let me even use span for this. Span. Change the other one now. VS code. So this one is going to be. So this one is going to be the title. So that's title. So this is going to be title. Then the price. So I'm going to have the. So the AI is complete the stuff for me. Like that, and saving this one now, which you have then, and the image you have a. So let me do the styling. So for the image, you should have a minimum height. No, that one is 200. You should have a minimum height of let's say 50% of whatever that the parent. So you should have please, that is the 70% of whatever the height of the parent. No, you don't go outside. Let me have 55% for now. I just to showcase the layout is not that this is what we'll be using, just to bring out this layout like that. So we have this each one of them in this way. And where is it? 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 I think that's all for now. As you can see, we have these products and see the advantage. If I remove any one of these stuff, you see that it will update this stuff because we are using rendering of this. So as you can see now, we only have how many left. Once this thing is done, we only have one, two, three. Or let me remove this one. It should only be three. And I see it, you see the last one too will disappear and we only have access to three. If I remove this one to you, it's only going to be two. And if I remove so I don't need to touch this one again. The later I just need to do later on is to pass the product because it needs to receive a props of what you want to display, like the image, the category, the title, and the price. So the adding of the stuff is the one that will mean that it needs to have access to what you want to add and stuff like that. So that's how it works. So I think this is all for now. Let me just so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So saved, and I'll work on the desktop. So that will be going to be all. Let me just